It's Carolyn Grimm with Accounting How To, and this is a video where we're going to talk about the headaches that come along with QuickBooks Online, and more importantly, how to get rid of those headaches. So we talked about the three areas where QuickBooks can sometimes get messed up for people. We talked about the chart of accounts, products and services, and the banking function. So I'll put a link to the chart of accounts video in the description. This is about the second headache area, and that is the products and services. So products and services are what you sell to your customer. And whether those are set up correctly or not will impact your invoices. It will impact your financial statements. So we want to dig in and make sure we understand the different types of products and services so that we can get those set up correctly. So we're going to jump into a QuickBooks file and we're going to take a look at some of those. Okay, so here we are in one of my sample companies that I create for my classes. So there's a few ways to access the products and services. I'm going to go to the gear icon and click on products and services. Now, right now, this company does not have any products or services set up. So we're going to create one. So let's just take a look at these different sections here. We've got basic information. So the name of the product, what item type it is. We'll get back to that in a second. If we want to set up a SKU, we can put that in here. And if we want to set up a category, we can do that. The next section is the sales section. So I sell this to my customers. We're going to check that off. The description that you put in here is what's going to appear on your invoice for your customer. So we're going to sell them a product, and this is the description that we want to see when it comes up on their invoice. If we want to put in our standard price for that service or product, we're going to put that here. You don't have to put that. If it's something that is a set rate, I charge X amount per hour, or this is the cost that we're selling this for in our online store. We're going to put that in here, and you can update it at any time. So if your price has to increase, we can come in here and update that. In this income account, you're going to have whatever income account you want to track this particular item. So if it's a service, I might have a revenue account called accounting fees or service fees or pet sitting fees, whatever our service is. If it is something that we are selling as a product, we're going to want to have a different income revenue account set up for each income that we want to track. So if I'm selling a service, I want to have that set up separately from the products that I'm selling. So that allows me to track the income from each of those things that I do. And that is a really important part of running a business that's profitable, right? You want to know where your sales are coming from. And now when we come down to this purchasing part, this is if you are buying an item and then selling it to your customer. So you have a retail store and you're going to buy from your vendor, whatever those products are that you're selling. So in that case, we would click, I purchased this service from a vendor or this product from a vendor. It's going to allow us to put in how much we pay for that, put in here a purchase description. This is product XYZ and the cost of that. Typically, again, this is a price that could change, so we can always update it if we need to. And where do we want this to go? Are we buying merchandise we're going to resell to our customer? And then if we have a preferred vendor, we can put that here. We always buy it from Griffin's Dinosaur Feed Company, for example. So let's jump back up here to the basic information. We have 4 types of items that we can add to QuickBooks. A service, you do pet sitting. An inventory item, something that you keep in stock to sell to your customers. So let's say we have a company that sells all of the supplies that you need to keep your emotional support dinosaur happy and healthy. We're going to set this up as an inventory item, something that we are purchasing from a vendor, or we are making it ourselves, and then we are going to sell it to our customer. This means we want to keep track of how many dinosaur vitamins we have in stock, so we always know whether we have any in stock and if we need to reorder it. If this was a non-inventory item, so for example, we need to have paper towels on hand to clean up dinosaur messes, then we're going to call that a non-inventory item. We're not selling that to our customer, and we don't really need to keep track of how many we have. We just look in the closet and go, you're probably going to need some more of those. And then we also have the choice of setting up a bundle. Now, in this sample company, I use this to set up emotional support dinosaur welcome gift baskets. Okay, so we put a bunch of different things in there for new emotional support dinosaur caretakers just to get them off to a good start. So this involves setting up each one of the individual items that are going to be in that, and then creating a bundle and bringing all of those pieces together in that one bundle. This allows us to very quickly choose that bundle on an invoice, and it will include all of those items and the cost. So let's say we want to set up an inventory item, and we want to set up dinosaur vitamins as an item. This is something that we sell in our store. If we wanted to set up a category for this, so you might have a category for grooming supplies, you might have a category for dinosaur medications and supplements. You can set that up here, or you can set it up in the products and services window and then assign a category for each one of those things. In this case, we're just going to leave that alone for right now. QuickBooks wants to know whether we currently have any of these on hand. This is as of today's date. We do not have any on hand. If we want to set up a reorder point, when it gets down to 10, we know that we need to reorder this so we always have dinosaur vitamins in stock for our store. And we're going to have it go to this account called inventory asset. I'm just going to leave that alone. Now the sales description, what we want to appear on our invoice is going to be dinosaur vitamins. And we charge $35 for those. We're going to keep the income account as sales of product income, but you could change this account to be whatever you need it to be in order to keep track of what you're doing in your business. And then the purchase description, there may be more to it than that, so that we know exactly which dinosaur vitamins we're ordering, what the count is in the bottle, etc. And let's say those cost us $15. And we're just going to put this in a cost of goods sold account. Now, if we had a specific cost of goods sold for merchandise that we're purchasing, we could set that up here. Some businesses might even call this cost of merchandise. And then if we had a preferred vendor, we would set that up here. If that vendor isn't set up yet, we can add new right from the screen. So let's hit save and close and see if we missed anything. So this automatically brings us back to our products and services window. And you can see that we now have dinosaur vitamins set up and that we are out of those. So we need to order those up really quickly. So the problems that happen here are when all of those pieces are not captured. If it's set up as a non-inventory item and it should have been an inventory item, or it's set up as a service and it should have been an inventory item. Having that correct designation when you set up the item is really important. And then the other two pieces are the accounts that those things are going to. Is it going to the right income revenue account? Is it going to the right inventory asset account? Is it going to the right expense or cost of goods sold? When you've got those things set up correctly and with detail, it makes things a lot easier. Let's say we want to do a new invoice. So we come over to invoice, we enter our customer, all of those details up at the top, but we come down here and we say dinosaur vitamins. It automatically brings up this description, so we don't have to enter it every single time. And let's say this customer wants to order one. This quantity is telling us we do not have any to send to our customer, so we would want to address that first. But it automatically will bring over the price that we put in there. So now our invoice would be essentially done. So if you've got all of those things set up, it makes life a lot easier. Everything flows through the way it needs to, goes into the right spots on our income statement, our profit and loss, or our balance sheet. You don't have to worry about all of that because it's nice and clean, and it's clean from the setup point. That's the part that avoids those headaches and keeps your financial statements meaningful because they're accurate and reliable. So now we've covered chart of accounts and products and services. In the next video, we're going to talk about the biggest headache of all, which is the banking side of things. This is where I get the most questions from clients about what is going on with this. Please fix my QuickBooks. So we're going to dig into that major headache and see if we can avoid some of the problems with that. I'll see you in the next video.